All right, folks, I'm back. Hold on. I do things during the break. I mean, we got to work around here. If you would see the CEO down the hall, you would understand what this is like. I mean, you should see Chief down the hall. I mean, I take a break. Oh, the fake news is going all out in order to demean. What is that? And denigrate such hatred. Oh. We'll get back in a minute. I didn't take a very good picture because the chief was mad. But, Richie, I'm going to send you this picture. All right? And pick one out. And let me know when you got it ready. All right? Oh, hold on. I might have to do it during the next break. Because if I get Chief's picture wrong, he will be very upset. So we'll do that during the next break. I want you to know what it's like. We're going to give you some behind the scenes. Okay? I'm not joking. This is behind the scenes at FYN. All right? And what goes on here. Now, my camera is not a very good camera. I'm going to resize these. I'm going to go with a medium. And I'm going to do two things. I'm going to show you the chief here. Who's running things, and I'm going to show you what happens when I'm not around, folks. This is what happens when I'm not around. And then I'm actually going to show you, I feel I'm going to show you my baby picture today. All right, enough is enough, right? All right, Richie, I've sent you like 15 pictures. Pick out 2 or 3 good ones of the chief and let me know. And put these all together and give me a thumbs up when we're ready. Hey, folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, yesterday, a bombshell report. Don't you love the bombshell report? Yesterday, the bombshell report that Trump has asked, okay, Trump has asked for a 10-fold increase in our nuclear arsenal, okay? So James Mattis, the Secretary of Defense, said, this is not true. I was in the meeting. It didn't happen. It's not true. Okay? All right. So did NBC come out today and apologize? Did MSNBC open their show and say, folks, we need to come to you this morning, the American people, and apologize for the lies we told yesterday concerning this national security meeting where President Trump allegedly asked to increase the nuclear arsenal of this country tenfold? Did they come out and apologize this morning? No, they did not. They doubled down. All right? Can you just sit and talk about this stability of the President of the United States? Or should we sit and let the First Amendment or hide behind the First Amendment? Should we allow the intentional takedown of a President of the United States by the establishment, Republicans included? Republicans, Democrats, the media, the globalists, the corporatocracy, all the above. Should we sit and allow it? And should they be able to hide behind the First Amendment? Now, here's what I said, and this is a quote. See if I get it right. I wrote this. I wrote an article last year, and in the article I said, it's coming to you now, Richie. I accidentally sent it to the wrong place. But in the article, I wrote, if a person goes to the scene and starts the fire, if they start the fire and then they run and call the fire truck and they follow the fire truck to the fire, take pictures of the fire, report about the fire, are they an arsonist or a journalist? That is the question. Is MSNBC an arsonist? Is MSNBC, Joe Scarborough, NBC, their bombshell reports, is this an act of treason? Or is this journalism? I, for one, am very nervous, and you need to understand what they need to do. They need to end the internet. No, not as you know it by searching for something. They need to get the reason they're working with Facebook and the reason they're working with all of these people now is to figure out how to control the internet to stop me, to stop you. You see, MSNBC comes out with a bombshell report, and 3 hours later, you refute it. You find it to be a lie. You find the truth. You do the research. And they can't stand that. They can't stand it. Everything that they say the president's doing, we find out the truth immediately, and they can't take it. Now, either the people around Donald Trump are the biggest liars, or they're telling the truth. People surrounding the president do not hear the noise that the media is making in the West Wing. Mike Pence is not going out and feeling that he's been demeaned by Donald Trump. People can still take a joke. Hey, Tillerson says I'm a moron. Okay, let's take an IQ test. I mean, so big deal. I mean, the only people that's really upset when I say that are, you know, it's maybe at the yacht club somewhere in Connecticut. I can understand, you know. You find a guy with a sweater and the sleeves tied around his neck, he's probably the guy that's upset. I mean, you know, come on, you know. How do you wear a sweater? Tie the sleeves around your neck. Really? That's probably who's upset with Donald Trump. Puerto Rico survived the hurricanes. Now a financial crisis looms, largely of their own making. Folks, if you don't want the truth, don't follow this damn guy on Twitter. Don't follow this damn guy at all. He is a soul survivor. Who wrote that song? Soul Survivor, right? That is, Survivor wrote it. He is a soul survivor. He is having a hard time finding a friend in that town. Why? Because he tells the truth. Puerto Rico caused their problem. All right? Puerto Rico survived the hurricanes. Now it's a financial crisis. Looms largely of their own making. Who reported Puerto Rico and their financial crisis way before the storm came through? I did. I told you this, folks. You know that. Over a year ago, I said something will happen. Says Cheryl Atkinson, a totally lack of accountability, say the governor, electric and all infrastructure was disaster before hurricanes. It was a disaster before the hurricane, the infrastructure. Puerto Rico was crumbled before the hurricanes. You got to understand that. Congress to decide how much to spend. We cannot keep FEMA, the military, and first responders who have been amazing under most difficult circumstances in Puerto Rico forever. We just can't send them down there to rebuild everything under the guise of hurricane relief. It was a mess before the storm wiped the place out. Folks, don't fall for things, and please follow Donald Trump on Twitter. Taxes. What do you think about the tax reform? Will they back away and not, let's see, here's 13 hours ago. Network news has become so partisan, distorted, and fake that licenses must be challenged and, if appropriate, revoked, not fair to the public. Is it fair to you that they just lie and don't stop lying? Puerto Rico, we can't keep them there forever, right? Can't keep them there forever. Let's see what else I might have this morning. We revealed to you, many others have, but we revealed to you that Corker, Bob Corker, is the slime out of the swamp. The slime. And see, the media can't take it because MSNBC and NBC, they all went, even on the Sunday shows, they all went nuts over Corker's comments about Third World War. Okay? Trump going to start the Third World War in North Korea. Not what caused our problem in North Korea today. Trump in nuclear arsenal. Trump sitting down and asking 3 times, why don't we, how can we, and would we ever use nuclear weapons? He wants to know all of that. You could trust the President of the United States, I promise, folks. You can trust him, okay? He does not scare me tomorrow. He does not scare me today. He does not scare me this afternoon, all right? The only thing that makes me a little nervous if I was in the batter box and Tanaka was pitching. I'm telling you, you don't have to worry about President Trump. He's okay. He's not going to do anything. He's not going to drop a nuke tomorrow because of Bob Corker's lies. He's not going to drop a nuke because NBC says it. Okay, it's not going to happen, folks. You do not have to get nervous out there. Lies, distorted. They keep running with that. They ran with Corker from Sunday. They're upset over Trump. Trump is coming to a decision with the GOP reckoning on Iran. They can't take that, okay? Trump says FEMA can't stay in Puerto Rico forever, okay? Can't stay there forever because this is a perfect opportunity for the Democrats and the liberals to say Puerto Rico needs rebuilt. We can't stay forever there. Media license, we know that we can't take a media license away because ABC, NBC, CBS, they don't have a media license. They have affiliates. So the FCC, but him questioning the media, is that a problem for you? Okay. What do you think? Some of the other subjects going around today. There's an executive order on health care. We know that's coming up. And Bannon tied groups kick off brutal GOP primary season. Okay. We are going to be looking at that a little closer. We know we've talked about West Virginia. Bannon, a pro-Trump outside group aligned with Steve Bannon. We're going to keep up with it. Let me get that. I don't know where my internet just went on that. A pro-Trump outside group aligned with Steve Bannon endorsed 3 Republicans running for Senate on Wednesday, firing the starting pistol on what's shaping up to be a nasty primary season for the GOP. The Great American Alliance, an anti-establishment group which counts Bannon's political advisor Andy Serbain as a strategist. Serbain, I think that's his name, Serbain, as a strategist, announced it will support West Virginia Attorney General Patrick Morrisey, Republican Montana State Auditor Matt Rosendale, and Representative Marsha Blackburn, Tennessee, in their bids for the Senate. Sources familiar with the decision told The Hill that Bannon, the Breitbart chairman and former White House chief strategist, is asking the candidates he backs to oppose Senator Mitch McConnell as the next majority leader, although it's unclear if they'll all commit to this. Rosendale has said he will support McConnell. Now, this will be the big question, one of the big questions, obviously. This will be one of the big questions, obviously, in this upcoming primary season. For the Senate, will you support Mitch McConnell for majority leader in the Senate? And I'm telling you right now, in the primary season. If you say yes, I've got a feeling they're going to vote no. Mitch McConnell is out. 2018, Mitch McConnell must go. Remember what Bannon said in the 60-minute interview. McConnell, no good. Paul Ryan, somewhat. Somewhat. He did not throw Paul Ryan under the bus like he did Mitch McConnell. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Cubs play this afternoon, right? Or 8:08 tonight. Cubs and Nationals.
Yeah, it's tonight.
Is it tonight?
Back in D.C.
They're back in D.C. Cubs Nationals. I'm going to pull for the Cubs. I mean, I am. I'm going to pull for the Cubs. I mean, who are you pulling for, Richie? It's National League. I mean, this is your thing, not me. I mean, you're a Brave. If you're a Braves fan, where are you coming down on the National League right now?
Well, I'm not a huge fan of either team, but I guess I want the Nationals to win.
Who?
The Nationals.
The Nationals.
You remember that time those players wore the wrong jerseys and it said Nationals?
Yeah. So Richie wants the Nationals to win.
Yeah.
Folks, I'm sorry for Rich. He's been all upset. If you say Larretts, he starts shaking. He can't take Jim Larretts. That makes him a nervous wreck. He tried to sabotage my Yankee. He wanted to do something because he's a Braves fan. He tried to sabotage. He acted like he was trying to help out, but I knew the truth, what he was really trying to do. But I have my Yogi Berra hat. I got my 96. I still got the price on it. I bought this at Sports Authority. Are they still in business?
No, I noticed that the other day. Don't take the tag off. It makes it even more valuable.
Yeah, it's $19.99. And then yeah, it's $19.99. That's how much it was. So this is my, what is this? My World Series 96 hat. I got that at Sports Authority in right there, right close to New York. And then this one is a 98 hat. And this one it didn't have a tag like that one. It's a new era, but it came from Lids. Yankees World Series, $24.99. I still got the sticker on that.
That was the team that set the wins record, I believe. They won like 100, darn near 120 games, maybe.
Is that the team? Then I got my Yogi Berra book. Okay, it's not over till it's over.
You just showed us a Newport ad, by the way.
Did I show a Newport cigarette ad? Well, I can't do that. That's against the rules. Trump will have me throw it off the internet. And then, folks, this is, I keep this under, I got like that red, the red, actually I have this under lock and key. I got like, it's like, you know, the Diamond, you know, those movies where they have the infrared scanners and stuff, you know. I have this under lock and key. It's a scanner that it would go off. This is Thurman Munson, and this is his rookie card from 1970. So if you, this is death before disco, man, right here, buddy. Anyhow, go Yankees, go Cubs. Sorry, I cannot get used to saying Houston Astros in the American League. The Nationals, you know, I can't support that team. I got to pull for the Cub fans. So there you go. Did you see where is Goodell cracking on the anthem, Richie? Did you see that?
Yeah, some new polling came out earlier this week.
Huh? hell, you say?
Did you see it?
I might have. What did it say?
I think there was a drop in the last month of the amount of Americans that list the NFL or football as their favorite sport went from like 70%, which made it by far number one, down under 40%, I believe. I don't have it in front of me, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was, the numbers.
Well.
It was bad.
Well. Interesting. Goodell says maybe they should stand. Okay, folks, I'm your host, BKP.
I have a question for you, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
We talked a little bit about yesterday on the show with Reagan, comparing him to Trump. And I want your opinion because obviously I'm too young to remember it. But we hear now all the time about Trump, the reality star, not Trump, the president. And in the 80s, I would imagine there was still a lot of people that remembered Ron Reagan the actor, whereas now people don't even, there's not a lot of people left that remember him as an actor. So was there a lot of this treatment of Reagan like there is of Trump, like, oh, he's a Hollywood star, not a real politician, this and that, or was it different?
It was different. It was different. Reagan was president of the Screen Actors Guild. Reagan became very became very well recognized during Goldwater campaign. Actually, he stood out. He stood out in the Goldwater campaign when he gave a speech. If you ever look at the famous Ronald Reagan speech, you look up the famous Ronald Reagan speech during Barry Goldwater's campaign. Still to this day, that's the speech where he called out national health care. Reagan was very clear on his policy. Okay, yes, he was a TV guy. He knew how to look at the camera. He knew how to play the camera. Okay, knew very well how to play the camera. Knew how to use the camera. When he told Jimmy Carter, there he goes again, there he goes again, he knew how to play the camera. When he told Walter Mondale that he was not going to take his opponent's youth and use it against him, he knew how to play the camera. Ronald Reagan knew how to play the camera, and he was considered the outsider, and he was considered a Hollywood guy that wanted to be president. But the clear divide in Ronald Reagan, and I would like to get into that deeper, but the clear divide with Ronald Reagan, and I remember all too well, is that Reagan had clear policies, we knew where Reagan stood. You understand? I guess that's the biggest thing. Trump and Reagan are not alike. I can't go with the comparison. When people do that, I'm obviously pro-Trump. I'm obviously very pro-Reagan. But you know, Reagan was the governor of California for 2 terms. Okay, I've been to the Reagan Library. You get me set off. I spent a whole day at the Reagan Library in California. So there's to me zero comparison, because you never wondered where Reagan stood on policy. You never wondered where he stood on taxes. You never wondered the next day, what will Reagan present? Okay, that was never, you never had that question. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Trump, although I agree, and he's keeping his campaign promises probably better than any politician. There's not a modern politician alive that is working as hard as he is to keep his campaign promises, period. But from day to day, we don't always know where he's going to come from on an issue, and if he's going to come down on the conservative side the way you and I think he should. You follow what I'm saying? Reagan.
Absolutely. So what I gather, Trump's more of a populist.
Yeah, he is. He is. I mean, Trump is a populist, and is that going to work? And can we deal with that? Great subject to bring up. Let's talk about that tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think that let's talk about that with the All-Star panel. Let's throw it out to them tomorrow. I like that. We'll be at, I was going to say Sycamore Crossing, but we won't be there. We will be at Blue Jeans Pizza tomorrow morning. Blue Jeans Pizza, we got to close here. Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock in Blue Ridge. At 8:15, we have Dr. William Whaley. Ask the Doc, he will be on. At 8:45, we'll have a phone interview with Congressman Doug Collins. Will be with us tomorrow at 8:45. At 9 o'clock, we will have our all-star panel, and we will round out our show with our pet of the week. My question to you, I leave with, is it important to you as a voter to know your candidate's personal habits in some ways before you make your decision? We're going to talk about that more tomorrow. Take us out of here, Richie.